श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। नैवेद्यगविशं रामे वीक्ष्यतद्भुक्तिभाग्गुरुः योदर्शयद्रविं रात्रौ सत्यबोधोऽस्तु मे मुदे। विद्यापीठविधातारं विद्यावारिधिचन्दिरं विद्यार्थिवत्सलं वन्दे महामहिमसद्गुरुं। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। Sri Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji's Aradhana falls on Falguna Bahula Padya. He was born as Ramacharya into a pious Brahmin family at Raichur. He belonged to a very poor family but was a very brilliant child and was a child prodigy. The then pontiff of Uttaradimat, Sri Satyapriya Tirtha Swamiji, felt pity looking at the poor condition of the Brahmin family. He was very much kind enough and blessed the child Ramacharya and took the entire responsibility of teaching him all the Shastras. Ramacharya continued to live under the able guidance of his Guru Sri Satyapriya Tirtha Swamiji by learning all the scriptures. Once, it so happened, Ramacharya was worshipping the Shaligrama and Shankha during the Lord Ramadevara Puja. Lord Shvetavaraha gave darshan to him in a miniature form. It seems Lord has selected his next pontiff on his own. No one believed Ramacharya's sayings, but Sri Satyapriya Tirtha Swamiji was pleased by his devotion and was completely assured of his ability to lead the greatest and holy seat of Uttaradimat. Sri Satyapriya Tirtha Swamiji crowned Ramacharya on the pontifical seat of Uttaradimat on the very auspicious day of Chaitra Trayodashi. He named him as Sri Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji. Soon after few days, Sri Satyapriya Tirtha Swamiji entered Vrindavan, leaving the sacred duty of performing puja of mud deities and protecting and preaching the Vaishnava Dharma all alone on the shoulders of young Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji. Satyabodha Tirtharu built an excellent Vrindavan of his Guru at Manamudarai and performed his Aradhana with great honor very grandly. True to the Dharma of Sannyasins, Sri Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji began his tour. Many people could not able to withstand his great scholarship and soft and devoted nature. Some people began to throw tantrums, play cheap tricks due to their jealousy, but soon all had to change their opinion and pay for their deeds. Once, a group of people who were very jealous of Swamiji's unchallenged supremacy, they decided to kill him and steal all the property of Mutt. So, as a first step to kill the sannyasi, they poisoned the Paramanna, the dessert which Swamiji was to eat after Naivedya was given to the Lord. After Naivedya was done to the Lord, during Mahamanglarti, Satyabodha Tirtha saw that the face of Lord Rama turned bluish, dark and pale. He instantly understood what had happened. Though all the sannyasins, all the shishyas begged him not to eat the poisoned Naivedya, Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji stood stern. He ate it without giving a second thought, saying that he would eat the food only which is offered to God. He prayed a lot and begged for pardon for offering poisoned food to the Lord unknowingly. Lord's mercy was so much on his holiness that the poison could not do any effect on his holiness. Everyone there were overwhelmed at this. The people who played this cheap trick were dumbstruck looking at this. They were as well as frightened to proceed their plans further. They ran away. Soon they themselves were destroyed as a result of their evil actions. Not just once, many couldn't sustain Swamiji's supremacy. Many played many cheat tricks on him. One of the Shishyas of Matha accumulated a huge amount of wealth by hoodwinking and cheating people by means of his tantric deceptions and making people believe that he was a true devotee of Lord and all his activities were instructed by Lord Venkateshwara itself. Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji couldn't tolerate all such nonsense and innocent people being cheated by his Shishya itself. The Shishya was shocked as his tantric activities didn't work in front of Swamiji and he felt humiliated in front of all the people. Thus, he surrendered all his wealth accumulated and fell at his feet and begged for pardon, promising that he would never again cheat people. Swamiji, who was very kind and soft, granted pardon and blessed his Shishya. During one of his tours to north, Satyabodha Tirtha Swamiji came to Gaya in Bihar where he found that local priests called Pandas or Gayawalas, they had completely taken over the management and they started demanding huge money from the pilgrims in the name of religion. Before, Sri Vidyadhish Tirtha Swamiji had put certain management rules for the pilgrims over there. But Pandas, they listened to nothing. Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji later visited Gaya and set up an exclusive shelter for pilgrims in another place near the temple and named it as Ramagaya. The Pandas became completely isolated and begged for forgiveness from the sannyasi. Once, Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji was having food at night. Several Shishyas and others commented about it. They said that this was not the first time that Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji has violated the rules of sannyasin by eating after sunset. Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji overheard them and asked them to come near him. As everyone were observing, it was a very dark sky and moon was shining that day. Swamiji asked them to look up at the sky. To their surprise, they saw the sky. The sun was shining very brightly. That was the power of His Holiness. He could show sun even after sunset. Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji had 4 main disciples and all of them became the pontiffs of Uttaradimat. This is great achievement of Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji. His Shishyas were Satyasandha Tirtha Swamiji, Satyavara Tirtha Swamiji, Satyadharma Tirtha Swamiji and Satyasankalpa Tirtha Swamiji. While giving ashrama to Sri Satyasandha Tirtha Swamiji, he noticed that his Shishya Satyasandha Tirtha has Alpayushya, what we call it as shortened lifespan. So, Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji, with his great tapas shakti, he increased his Ayushya by 10 long years. Once, during his last times, he wished to visit North India again to have a dip in the holy waters of river Ganga. Lord Badri Narayana came in his dream the next night and advised him no need to go to the north again, as Bhagirathi, the river Ganga herself, would come to the mat on the particular morning. It did happen, and Swamiji and all the Shishyas of Swamiji had got the fortune of taking a holy dip in the river Ganga. Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji left his mortal remains at Savanur. The greatness is even today, the mutt is known by his name itself, by his holiness name, Sri Satyabodha Mutt. He was an unparalleled and mystic scholar. Even Nawabs of Savanur, Hyder Ali, Tipu Sultan of Mysore and Britishers, many of them regarded his holiness very high. British official James Campbell has left behind an extensive write-up on Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji. It is even available today in Bombay Gazetteer, Karnataka Dharwad District, Chapter 3. He defeated all his adversaries in philosophy and religion and popularized our Dvaita Siddhanta and our Madhva philosophy. So on this auspicious occasion of the Aradhana of Sri Satyabodh Tirtha Swamiji, let us all throw light on him and follow the path led by him. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.